Guys, beware of the EV cars. Beware of them. It was always a plan to get you guys to buy these cars. There's a certain assignment, demonic assignment, when it comes to these cars. First things first, there's no such thing as global warming. Okay? The earth always has been up and down. It has always been like that. So they needed a way to justify bringing these cars into the market. So now a lot of people are running towards them. They claim that it's cheaper to own an EV car and stuff like that. But a lot of people, more especially in China, in America, they notice that these cars are actually bad cars. They're always breaking down and they always have issues. So the main reason why they created EV cars is one. The main reason. It's not to save you money. It's not to give you the best value for every single cent that you put in a car. It is for control. That's the main aim. Remember, when they initiate the mark of the beast, when you take that chip, they need a way to isolate you from everything that you're used to. So the best way to isolate you from everything that you're used to is to make sure that you are not able to use everything that you were used to using before you denied taking the chip. So if you used to drive cars from point A to point B, then if they have sold us all electric cars, then it's easy for them to shut off that car. Why? Because that car will have, now they're putting in this law whereby cars have to detect whether you're sleepy or not. No, it's not to detect if you're sleepy. It's to detect if you have the mark of the beast on your head. Remember, it's going to be on your head or on your arm, because these cars are bad cars, guys, because they blow up. They burn up. The batteries, they blow up. So it's not about convenience. It's not about, these cars are worse than petrol cars. It's all about control. What they want to do is to monitor if you have taken the mark of the beast. If you have not taken the mark of the beast, then the car won't move. Mind you, those monitors are also going to monitor every single person who's in the car. So if there's someone in the car who has decided not to take the mark of the beast, that car won't move. Okay? So the aim is to make sure that the people who do not take the mark of the beast are not allowed to drive cars whatsoever. And if you are a hard person, they are going to blow you up inside that electric car. That's the other thing that they want to do. If they have someone who's giving them problems and you get into that electric car can actually shut the doors and start driving and then explode. Or start driving fast and hit the wall and kill you. There's a lot of people who are dying in China, because of electric cars. They just have a mind of their own and they just drive fast into a wall. And the CCP is always covering up, the China Communist Party. They're covering that up always. A lot of people are dying in EVs. Why? Because if you are going to give control to systems, then you are giving control to Satan, because systems are designed by Satan, they are owned by Satan, and there's aliens behind the system. That's why it's called AI. It's artificial intelligence, meaning that it's not natural intelligence, which is human beings. So it's artificial. Anything artificial comes from Satan, okay? Because it's not the real thing, So now you guys need to understand that you should stay away from them because they will kill you. They are not safe. EV cars are not safe. Doesn't matter what they say, how they present it. EV cars are not safe because they are going to monitor you and your family. Let's say you as a dad, you don't care about religion and stuff. You take the mark of the beast. But your wife and your daughter, they decide to say, no, we're not going to take the mark of the beast. Then that car won't move whatsoever. Not only that, when you get in that car and they see that you don't have the mark of the beast, it will send a report to the nearest police station to say this one doesn't have the mark of the beast. Okay, so it's a form of control basically. And not only that, also in the grocery shops now they are putting screens on the cart, so that when you put things, they act as if it's saving you. No, it's to monitor you, because remember, those who won't take the mark of the beast won't be able to sell or buy. So that's one of the methods that they're using to make sure that you have no access to anything if you decide to not follow the crowd. So there's death in EV cars. This is an indication that these cars come from Satan. The aim is to kill, steal, and destroy. They steal your data. They kill you because sometimes they explode. More especially when you get into an accident, the doors are locked up. You can't get up. This is a death trap. Doesn't matter the miles or how quick it can charge up. It is a bad decision to buy an EV car. I could care less the brand. If it's a Tesla, then the Antichrist is the one who created it, because Elon Musk is the Antichrist. So the agenda is to take all form of control. Okay, take all form of control. They are controlling you through your phone, because the system in your phone can decide to not work anymore. So they can take that away from you. If you have an EV, they can make sure that the car doesn't move because you haven't taken the mark of the beast. If you have a smart TV, they can make sure that that smart TV doesn't work because you haven't taken the mark of the beast. If you have anything smart that they deem smart, if you have it, you won't be able to use it. So they know that if they can get us to buy EV cars, then they are going to win in the long run, because if you are not going to comply, then you are definitely going to be killed by the car itself. They don't even have to kill you. They can just blow up that car and just claim that it was you, or they claim that something happened, and they're willing to give you $2 million to your family, $2 million. They don't care about money. The aim is to make sure that everyone stays in check. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, if the EV cars are not working and they lose value and they're not selling, why are they creating them in masses? It's because they know that there will come a time whereby people will be forced to take them, the EVs, to take the mark of the beast. Okay, so they are storing them up. They are waiting for the right moment when people are under pressure. They say if you take the mark of the beast, then you can drive a car, because you are now authorized to drive a car, because you are following the system, you are following Satan. Okay, that's why when you go to places like China, you find places whereby there's a lot of EVs just parked up. They're not buying them, they're not doing it, and people are saying they're just wasting. No, they're saving them up. All those buildings that you're seeing in China, those empty buildings, that there's a purpose for them. The purpose is to make people receive rewards once they take the mark of the beast. Just imagine coming to an African guy who's living in a hut and say, if you take this mark of the beast, we are going to give you a flat and a free car, and you're going to move to China. Instantly, they're like, oh, freedom, success. They are going to give in, because you're giving them all of this junk that is going to control them. And once they have taken the mark of the beast, now they are zombies. So all of these EV cars are there for a demonic purpose. That's why I'm encouraging you guys, buy the old petrol cars. And that's the reason why most of the cars that they make today, it doesn't matter, Mercedes-Benz or whatever, they are junk. All of them, they creak, they shut off. Now it's all done on purpose so that you guys can start disliking petrol cars and choosing EV cars. They do that on purpose. They are using cheap materials. They are using shady methods to make sure that this car doesn't even last 5,000 miles, 50,000 miles. Okay? So that you can get tired of these petrol cars and go back to the EV cars, which are going to be the ones that they use to control you. They control the system, the cameras, they control everything. So if they're looking for you and you are a pastor who's preaching against the Satan, then as soon as you get into that car, it locks up, it drives itself straight to the police station. It drives itself straight to the robots, because there's going to be a lot of robots who are going to be doing the policing, because they have no humanity. They don't care whether you're a kid or you are an old man. If you're not complying with the mark of the beast, they're going to kill you. Okay? So right now, the method that they're going to use now in these last days is that they're going to make these EV cars in masses, and they're going to make them to be very, very cheap. Very, very cheap EV cars. Cheap like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, like the car in America called Slate. That's a way to bring you guys in. You guys are going to run into it. You can customize. No, the aim is to get you to buy an EV car, so that if you do not have the mark of the beast, you are arrested in that car. There's no need to have police around. As soon as you get into that car would detect that there's someone here who doesn't have the mark of the beast. It closes all the windows, the doors, drives you straight to the police station. Reports that there's someone, it sends a signal that there's someone here who is not authorized to be in this car because he hasn't followed Satan. Okay, so these small EV cars, these cheap, affordable EV cars, they are dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. So that's why I'm encouraging you guys, buy old petrol cars. Those are the ones that will help you to drive to the mountains when everyone is taking the mark of the beast and people are going bananas and there's demons. You can drive to a mountain. If you're left behind, which I pray that you are not, but if you are, at least if you have a petrol car, you can, take your family, go to a mountain, and from there pray and worship and seek the Lord's mercy. But if you have an EV car, you won't be able to go anywhere. If you are in the city, you are doomed, because there's cops everywhere, there's corrupt officials everywhere. They're going to say, take the mark of the beast or you die. So buy petrol cars. EV cars come from Satan. The aim is to get you to take the mark of the beast, or if you don't, you are not going to be using any vehicle whatsoever. Even in buses, they're putting in these things, even in taxis. So please, guys, do not be deceived. Stay awake. In these last days, Satan is using different strategies to get us to deem the mark of the beast as something that is normal. No, anything that wants to take away control from you comes from Satan. He wants to make sure that if you do not comply, I'm going to take away your smartphone. And trust me when I tell you that there's a lot of people who are going to take the mark of the beast simply because they cannot use their smartphone anymore. Okay, so please do not be deceived, guys. Stay awake. Jesus Christ is Lord. God bless.